You've got that Western fantasy, but you've got the Asian ending. So, which, not saying it's good or bad, I actually enjoyed the book, so I was just pointing that out. The return must satisfy the reader and provoke them. Hopefully provoke them to buy your next book.
Yeah.
The return can fall flat. Oh, I was getting tired of a lot of typos here. The return can fall flat if everything's wrapped up too neatly or too predictably. You can misdirect throughout the story to have that surprise ending, but don't flat out lie to them, because then you're cheating. Think of Fight Club. Totally unexpected ending, at least for me. My friend of mine, psychologist, said they were cheating all the way through, because there's no way for one persona to even be aware of the other in multiple personality disorder. And the two characters never really directly met. If you pay attention to the story, they're never in the same room at the same time, but they're aware of each other through indirect means. He said that's a cheat, psychological cheat. So for the layman watching it, damn good movie. For the psychologist watching it, or psychiatrist watching it, it's cheating. So know your audience and their education level, at least best guess. You never really know who's going to be reading the book, but just don't cheat. Don't flat out lie. So there's rewards for the heroes and allies. There's punishments for the shadow and their underlings, especially if they're captured instead of killed. And the elixir. In what way does it modify, fix, repair the ordinary world? You need to figure that out. How does it make things better? And the elixir is just a generic phrase for anything that the hero is bringing back from the special world that can fix it, whether it be people, an army to save the day, Holy Grail, or a person to lead the kingdom, or whatever. So, you can do an epilogue, which shows the heroes and allies a good time after the adventure is over. So epilogues, I've read a few good ones. Read a few bad ones. Then, if you do it well, throw one in. The best one I ever had was from Dennis L. McKiernan after the Iron Tower trilogy. He's talking about how people lived out their lives and passed away after so many years of being happy and all that. And in a sense, he was killing off all the characters I fell in love with just through old age and had me crying like a baby. So, just because I was like, oh, the people I love are dead and I'm never going to see stories about them again. But so you can go that route. If you choose. There's some pitfalls of the return. If you make it too short, too long, too unfocused, too unsurprising, it's a balancing act. It needs to wrap everything up. Unresolved subplots and character arcs need to be tied together and resolved. And again, if you have too many things being wrapped up, if your ending is too complex, you're like, oh, I've got these 19 things that I have to wrap up in chapter 25, and that's my last chapter. Maybe you should think about wrapping up about half of them sooner in the book, earlier in the book. That way the ending is satisfying, but not confusing. No, oh, by the way, we fixed that too. Oh, and by the way, we fixed this too. And oh, by the way, we fixed that too. Just, keep it simple, stupid. I put the KISS acronym down there. The fewer things you're tying up in the end, I'm talking like the very end, the last chapter, probably the better off you are. And finally, the last thing, know the purpose of the return of the story. Give it the proper punctuation, just like the end of a sentence. Is it a period, question mark, exclamation point, ellipses? The final words of your book that should end in the mood and theme that you want for the end of the book. In my case, it's definitely an exclamation point on the end of my book, which I'm not going to spoil it for those of you that haven't read it yet. So, but it's definitely an exclamation point. Actually, I think that's my final punctuation, even, is an exclamation point. Rise of the First World, that could have ended with a question mark or ellipses, because while you tied together all of your character arcs and your subplots and everything, it left me asking lots of questions of myself. And how do I fit in the world, kind of thing. So just figure out how, whether you want to go out with a bang or a question or whatever, and wrap it up in the similar mood style. So, and I believe that's it for me blathering on for the last forever. So I apologize.
You're welcome. You're good.